Welcome to Hong Kong Brief. The content of the briefing includes China bottled water giant Nongfu spring drops on boycott calls. U.S. ramps up scrutiny of China's LiDAR technology. Vanke, the developer that will break China's back. Foxconn Industrial's 100% rally may extend on China's AI frenzy. Chinese stocks make return to global portfolios on bottom bets. China bottled water giant Nongfu spring drops on boycott calls. Bloomberg. Chinese beverage company Nongfu Spring is facing a boycott from Chinese consumers after the founder of rival Hangzhou Waha Group passed away. The boycott, launched by nationalist netizens on local platforms, has dragged down Nongfu Spring stock and highlights the challenges faced by domestic companies navigating a patriotic environment. The boycott also poses a challenge for the Chinese government as it looks to restore the country's private sector, which has been hit by regulatory crackdowns and a shaky economy. U.S. ramps up scrutiny of China's LiDAR technology. Nikkei Asia. Chinese autonomous driving technology company Hesai Technology is being hit by U.S. concerns over national security risks associated with Chinese advances in connected cars, according to sources. The White House has announced it will investigate connected cars amid fears that state-subsidized Chinese vehicles could flood the U.S. market and acquire sensitive data through LiDAR sensors, which have potential military applications. Hesai, one of the biggest makers of these sensors, has seen two of its top lobbying firms end their contracts with the company. Vanke, the developer that will break China's back. Bloomberg. China Vanke, one of China's largest developers, is facing a liquidity crunch and a potential downgrade to junk status by Moody's Ratings. The lack of clarity on future sales is the company's biggest hurdle, as the overall market is deteriorating. Vanke's operating margin has fallen from 29% to 8.4% in the third quarter of 2023, and operating profit dropped by 23% in the first 9 months of the year. The Chinese government is being urged to intervene and bail out Vanke to prevent further damage to the property sector. Foxconn Industrial's 100% rally may extend on China's AI frenzy. Bloomberg. Investors in China are piling into shares of Foxconn Industrial Internet, a Taiwanese AI server maker, rather than investing in local companies. The company's stock has more than doubled since mid-January, outperforming the mainland's chip-making leader. Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation Foxconn Industrial is one of the few Taiwanese semiconductor firms listed in China. Chinese stocks make return to global portfolios on bottom bets. Bloomberg. Multiple factors such as China's determination to recover from its economic slump, stabilizing earnings, signs of the economy picking up, and a return of foreign inflows have led to investors believing that the market is bottoming out. After months of being among the world's worst performers, China's equity benchmarks have rebounded over 10% from a February low. Escaping Hong Kong's value trap is far from cheap. Reuters breaking views. Buyout firms are eyeing Hong Kong-listed companies Samsonite, L'Occitane, and ESR as potential targets, as their stocks languish in the financial hub. These businesses are performing well and could command a higher multiple on another bourse. Shareholders can demand a generous premium from any buyer, and if central banks cut interest rates this year, funding costs will drop, which would also help spur mega deals. Unlike many China-focused companies, these businesses are growing steadily. However, Hong Kong rules require at least 75% approval for a buyout from disinterested shareholders, making it potentially costly for firms to escape Hong Kong's value trap. Tighter control and high-tech push, key takeaways from China's biggest annual political event. CNN. China has vowed to become a high-tech powerhouse under the leadership of President Xi Jinping, despite its struggling economy and ongoing tech war with the U.S. The pledge was made during the National People's Congress, a highly choreographed event that offers a rare glimpse into the country's political system. The gathering also saw China push to focus its economic model on technology innovation, with Premier Li Keqiang calling for a boost to the country's science and technology budget. The event also attempted to restore confidence in the economy, with leaders projecting an ambitious growth target of around 5% for 2024. He was once hailed as the pride of China. Now nationalists are coming for this Nobel laureate. CNN. Chinese nationalist bloggers are targeting Nobel Prize-winning author Mo Yan. Mo, whose real name is Guan Moi, won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2012. He is best known for his novels that depict rural life in China. Nationalist commentators, including Wu Wanzhong, have accused Mo of distorting history and attacking the Communist Party's revolutionary heritage. Wu has called on Mo to apologize and pay compensation to Chinese citizens. The lawsuit is the latest example of growing nationalism in China. The Communist Party has recently cracked down on dissenting views that do not adhere to the party's official narrative on history. Dissenting voices have spoken out against the lawsuit. Zhang Yongsheng, a writer and literature professor at Tongji University in Shanghai, said that over the years, our society has become increasingly intolerant and full of taboos. Mo has not commented on the lawsuit, and neither the authorities nor state media have weighed in on the debate. China's NPC raises questions about the economy, defense, new technologies. Al Jazeera. China's week-long meeting of the National People's Congress, NPC, has ended without the customary press conference by the country's premier. This year's NPC saw delegates approve legislation that focused on future industries and national security. Facial recognition scanners at the entrance to the NPC suggested a future economy focused on new technologies. Inside, Premier Li Keqiang's government work report detailed how new technologies, from electric vehicles to commercial space flights, could help China's economy escape the weight of a faltering property market. The government did not announce a specific target for spending on its green transition at the NPC. But it did announce that defense spending would rise by 7.2% in 2024. Other countries, including the US, Japan, Australia, and South Korea, have increased military spending driven by a perception of a growing threat from China. The US continues to outspend China on its military by a substantial margin. Hong Kong needs to clear the air on Article 23. Bloomberg. Foreign governments and businesses are concerned about the impact of Hong Kong's new security legislation, particularly the vague and broad definitions of external forces. The law, which gives the chief executive the power to ban companies and organizations found to be working for foreign forces, could have a chilling effect on civil society, independent media, and foreign firms. There are calls for greater clarity and revision of the law to protect due process and fair trial rights and to maintain Hong Kong's appeal as an international financial center. Decoding China, can Beijing become a naval power in Pacific? Deutsche Welle. China's push to strengthen its navy and build aircraft carriers is raising concerns about a potential military conflict in the Taiwan Strait. The Chinese government has long sought reunification with Taiwan, which it sees as a Chinese province. While previous statements emphasized peaceful reunification, the latest statement omitted the term peaceful. Taiwan receives security guarantees from the US, which Beijing sees as a threat to its security. China has been trying to bolster its navy, with 2 aircraft carriers currently in service and a third to enter service in 2025. There is speculation that China is building a 4th aircraft carrier, with an admiral and political commissar of the Chinese Navy appearing to confirm the rumors. China's rising defense budget and military ambition have raised concerns, with Chinese defense spending set to increase by 7.2% this year. However, Chinese officials maintain that the aircraft carriers are being built to defend China's sovereignty and territorial integrity, not to wage war with the US or other countries. Book review: Tessa Hulse feeds her family's ghosts by bringing them to light in rich graphic memoir. Associated Press. Feeding Ghosts is a graphic memoir by Tessa Hulse that tells the story of 3 generations of women in her family. The memoir delves into the traumatic history of China, including the Nanking Massacre and the Great Leap Forward, as well as the mental illness that afflicted her grandmother. Despite the heavy subject matter, the memoir is approachable and digestible, with the author's art conveying complex emotions and metaphorical representations of trauma. Hulse emphasizes that the memoir is a curated slice of truth, while also grounding it in historical fact. Alibaba to invest $640 million in Hong Kong entertainment industry. Nikkei Asia. Alibaba Group has pledged to invest at least 5 billion Hong Kong dollars, $640 million, in Hong Kong's entertainment sector over the next 5 years. The investment will be used to support the production of movies and other visual content, as well as developing human resources through scholarships for students studying filmmaking. Alibaba aims to enhance its content offerings through the investment. Hong Kong's film industry has faced increased competition from mainland China and South Korea, and has also been impacted by the enactment of a national security law in 2020. That's all for today's news from the 6 Degrees world. Let's recap the highlights. Chinese beverage company Nongfu Spring is facing a boycott from Chinese consumers, highlighting the challenges faced by domestic companies in a patriotic environment. U.S. concerns over national security risks associated with Chinese advances in connected cars have hit Chinese autonomous driving technology company Hesai Technology. China Vanke, one of China's largest developers, is facing a liquidity crunch and a potential downgrade to junk status. Investors in China are piling into shares of Foxconn Industrial Internet, a Taiwanese AI server maker, rather than investing in local companies. China's equity benchmarks have rebounded over 10% from a February low, leading investors to believe that the market is bottoming out. Buyout firms are eyeing Hong Kong-listed companies Samsonite, L'Occitane, and ESR as potential targets. China has vowed to become a high-tech powerhouse under the leadership of President Xi Jinping. Chinese nationalist bloggers are targeting Nobel Prize-winning author Mo Yan, accusing him of distorting history. China's National People's Congress focused on future industries and national security, with a push for technology innovation. Asian stocks are predicted to have mixed openings on Tuesday, following Wall Street's cautious trading. Foreign governments and businesses are concerned about the impact of Hong Kong's new security legislation. China's push to strengthen its navy and build aircraft carriers is raising concerns about a potential military conflict in the Taiwan Strait. U.S. stocks fell as investors awaited a report on inflation. Feeding Ghosts is a graphic memoir by Tessa Hulse that tells the story of 3 generations of women in her family. Alibaba Group has pledged to invest at least 5 billion Hong Kong dollars, $640 million, in Hong Kong's entertainment sector over the next 5 years. Now, let's dive into some analysis. It seems that patriotism and nationalism are having a significant impact on Chinese companies. Nongfu Spring's boycott and the targeting of Mo Yan demonstrate the challenges faced by companies and individuals in navigating China's political landscape. Meanwhile, the U.S. ramping up scrutiny of Chinese LiDAR technology and concerns over China's naval ambitions highlight the ongoing tensions between the U.S. and China in the technology and defense sectors. On a more positive note, China's push to become a high-tech powerhouse and the rebound of Chinese stocks suggest that the country's economy is showing signs of recovery. The focus on technology innovation and future industries could be promising for investors and businesses in China. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these news stories. Do you have any insights or questions? Let's open up the discussion. What are your thoughts? Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.